If you are over 60 and you are taking this common vitamin every single day, you need to stop and listen to what doctors are saying, because it might be doing far more harm than good. Millions of seniors take handfuls of vitamins every morning thinking they are doing something healthy. But the truth is that one of the most popular supplements on pharmacy shelves has been shown to cause serious problems when taken in the wrong doses or the wrong combinations, especially after the age of 60. And the chances are very high that you or someone you know is taking it right now without realizing the risk. So please, stay with me through this entire video, because what you learn here today could protect you from a dangerous mistake that too many seniors are making. Here is a scene that plays out in millions of homes every single morning. A senior wakes up, goes to the kitchen, and opens a cabinet full of vitamin bottles. There is vitamin D, vitamin C, a multivitamin, maybe some calcium, perhaps fish oil, and a few others. They pour out a handful of pills and take them all with their morning coffee or juice, feeling responsible and proactive about their health. After all, vitamins are natural, right? They are sold everywhere, from pharmacies to grocery stores to gas stations. How could something so readily available be dangerous? But here is what most people do not realize. Vitamins are biologically active substances that interact with your body's chemistry, your medications, and each other in complex ways. And after 60, your body processes these substances very differently than it did when you were younger. Your kidneys may not filter as efficiently. Your liver may metabolize things more slowly. And the medications you take for blood pressure, cholesterol, blood thinning, and other conditions can interact with supplements in ways that are genuinely harmful. I am Dr. Charles Anderson, and I have seen too many seniors suffer from preventable health problems caused by well-intentioned but misguided supplement use. Today, I am going to tell you which specific vitamin is causing the most concern among doctors right now, why it is particularly dangerous for seniors, what symptoms it can cause, which other supplements you should be cautious about, and how to create a supplement plan that actually supports your health instead of undermining it. So let us get right into it. The vitamin that is raising the most alarms among doctors and researchers when it comes to seniors over 60 is calcium supplementation. Now, before you stop watching, let me explain, because this is not a simple story of calcium being bad. Calcium is an essential mineral, and you absolutely need it for strong bones, healthy teeth, proper muscle function, and nerve signaling. The problem is not calcium itself. The problem is taking high-dose calcium supplements without proper guidance, and especially without adequate vitamin D and vitamin K2 to direct the calcium where it needs to go. When you take large amounts of supplemental calcium, that calcium does not automatically go to your bones. In fact, a growing body of research suggests that excess supplemental calcium, particularly from pills rather than food, can end up depositing in your arteries instead. This process is called arterial calcification, and it is one of the key factors in heart disease and stroke. And for seniors who already have some degree of arterial plaque, adding extra calcium to the mix can accelerate the hardening of those plaques and increase the risk of a cardiovascular event. A landmark study that shook the medical community found that postmenopausal women who took calcium supplements had a significantly increased risk of heart attack compared to those who got their calcium from food sources alone. Other studies have found similar associations, and while the debate continues in the scientific community, the evidence is strong enough that many leading cardiologists and internists have changed their recommendations. They now advise seniors to prioritize getting calcium from food sources like dairy products, leafy green vegetables, sardines, and fortified foods, rather than relying on high-dose calcium pills. And if supplements are necessary, they should be taken in smaller doses throughout the day rather than one large dose, and always in combination with vitamin D and vitamin K2 to help direct the calcium to your bones rather than your arteries. But the real danger begins when calcium supplements interact with other medications that seniors commonly take. If you are taking a blood pressure medication, certain types of calcium can interfere with its absorption and effectiveness. If you are taking a bisphosphonate for osteoporosis, calcium can interfere with its absorption as well, and it needs to be taken at a separate time. If you are taking an antibiotic, calcium can bind to it and prevent it from working properly. And if you are on blood thinners like warfarin, the combination of calcium with vitamin K can affect your blood clotting levels in unpredictable ways. These interactions are serious, and they are one of the main reasons why doctors are urging seniors to not take any supplement without discussing it with their healthcare provider first. Now, let me go beyond calcium and talk about some other supplements that seniors need to be careful with, because the vitamin aisle is full of potential pitfalls for older adults. The first one to be cautious about is vitamin A. Vitamin A is important for vision, immune function, and skin health. But unlike water-soluble vitamins that your body can easily excrete when you have too much, vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means it accumulates in your body over time. Many multivitamins contain vitamin A, and if you are also eating fortified foods and foods naturally high in vitamin A like liver, sweet potatoes, and carrots, you could be getting far more than you need. Excess vitamin A has been linked to liver damage, bone loss, and an increased risk of fractures in older adults. In fact, some studies have found that high vitamin A intake is actually associated with lower bone density and more hip fractures in seniors, which is exactly the opposite of what most people expect from a vitamin. If you are taking a multivitamin that contains vitamin A, check the dose and make sure it is not exceeding the recommended daily amount. And consider switching to beta-carotene, which is a precursor to vitamin A that your body only converts as needed, making toxicity virtually impossible. The second supplement to be careful with is vitamin E. Vitamin E has been marketed for years as a powerful antioxidant that can prevent heart disease, cancer, and cognitive decline. But the research has been disappointing at best and alarming at worst. Several large clinical trials have found that vitamin E supplements not only fail to prevent these conditions, but may actually increase the risk of certain health problems. One major study found that high-dose vitamin E supplementation was associated with an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, which is a stroke caused by bleeding in the brain. This is because vitamin E has blood-thinning properties, and in people who are already taking blood thinners or who have other bleeding risks, the additional blood-thinning effect of vitamin E can tip the balance toward dangerous bleeding. If you are taking vitamin E supplements, especially at doses above 400 IU per day, talk to your doctor about whether it is truly necessary. For most seniors, getting vitamin E from food sources like nuts, seeds, and vegetable oils is more than sufficient and much safer. And the third supplement that might surprise you is iron. Iron is essential for making hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen. But iron deficiency is much less common in older adults than most people think, and excess iron can be genuinely dangerous. Unlike many nutrients, your body has no efficient way to get rid of excess iron. It accumulates in your organs, particularly the liver and heart, where it can cause oxidative damage over time. Many multivitamins designed for general adult use contain iron, and if you are a senior who does not have a documented iron deficiency, taking supplemental iron could be doing harm. Excess iron has been associated with an increased risk of heart disease, liver problems, and even an accelerated cognitive decline. If you are over 60, unless your doctor has told you that you have an iron deficiency based on blood work, you should be taking a multivitamin that does not contain iron, which is why many multivitamins marketed specifically for seniors are iron-free. Let me also talk about vitamin D, because this is one supplement that many seniors genuinely do need, but even here, the story is more nuanced than most people realize. Vitamin D is crucial for calcium absorption, bone health, immune function, and mood regulation. Many seniors are deficient in vitamin D, especially those who spend most of their time indoors, live in northern climates, or have darker skin. For these individuals, vitamin D supplementation is important and beneficial. However, taking excessive amounts of vitamin D, which has become increasingly common with the popularity of high-dose vitamin D supplements, can lead to a condition called vitamin D toxicity. This can cause dangerously high calcium levels in the blood, known as hypercalcemia, which can lead to nausea, vomiting, weakness, kidney problems, and even heart rhythm disturbances. The key is to have your vitamin D levels tested by your doctor before starting supplementation, and then take only the amount needed to bring your levels into the healthy range. For most seniors, a dose of 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day is sufficient, but some may need more based on their blood levels and their doctor's recommendation. Now, there is one more supplement category that I need to address, and that is herbal supplements and so-called natural remedies. Many seniors take herbal products like ginkgo biloba, St. John's wort, garlic supplements, ginseng, and others, often without telling their doctors. This is a major concern because many herbal supplements have powerful biological effects and can interact dangerously with prescription medications. Ginkgo biloba, for example, has blood-thinning properties and can increase the risk of bleeding, especially in people taking warfarin, aspirin, or other blood thinners. St. John's wort can interfere with the effectiveness of dozens of medications, including blood thinners, heart medications, antidepressants, and blood pressure drugs. Even garlic supplements can enhance the blood-thinning effect of medications and increase bleeding risk during surgery. The term natural does not mean safe, and it certainly does not mean free from interactions. If you are taking any herbal supplements, please tell your doctor and pharmacist so they can check for potential interactions with your other medications. So what should you do with all of this information? Let me give you a clear, practical action plan. The first step is to gather all of your supplements, every bottle, every pill, every capsule, and bring them to your next doctor's appointment. Ask your doctor to review each one and tell you whether it is necessary, whether the dose is appropriate, and whether there are any interactions with your medications. Do not be embarrassed about how many bottles you bring in. Your doctor will be glad you are being proactive. The second step is to prioritize getting your nutrients from food whenever possible. Whole foods contain vitamins and minerals in forms that your body is designed to absorb and use efficiently, along with fiber, phytonutrients, and other beneficial compounds that supplements simply cannot replicate. A balanced diet that includes plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, dairy or calcium-fortified alternatives, and healthy fats can provide most of the nutrients you need. The third step is to get blood work done to check for any actual deficiencies before taking supplements. It makes no sense to take a supplement if you are not deficient, and it could be harmful. Vitamin D, vitamin B12, and iron are three nutrients that can be easily measured with blood tests and supplemented appropriately if needed. The fourth step is to buy supplements from reputable brands that have been independently tested for quality and purity. The supplement industry is not regulated as strictly as the pharmaceutical industry, and studies have found that many supplements do not contain what their labels claim. Look for products that have been verified by independent testing organizations. The fifth step is to revisit your supplement regimen at least once a year with your doctor, because your needs can change as you age, as your health changes, and as your medications are adjusted. I want to leave you with this thought. The desire to take vitamins and supplements comes from a good place. It comes from wanting to take care of yourself and stay healthy for as long as possible. That instinct is admirable, and I respect it deeply. But good intentions need to be guided by good information, and when it comes to supplements, more is not always better. Before I close, I want to go a little deeper into something I touched on earlier, and that is the specific concern around how your aging kidneys affect your ability to handle supplements safely. By the time you reach 60, your kidneys have already lost a significant portion of their filtering capacity, even if you have never been told you have kidney disease. This is a natural part of aging. Your kidneys are responsible for filtering excess vitamins and minerals from your blood and excreting them in your urine. When your kidneys are not working at full capacity, water-soluble vitamins that would normally be flushed out can accumulate to higher levels than expected. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K are even more concerning because they are stored in your body fat and liver regardless of kidney function. The bottom line is that what might be a perfectly safe supplement dose for a 40-year-old could be an excessive and potentially toxic dose for a 70-year-old, simply because of the natural changes in kidney function that come with aging. This is why doctors repeatedly emphasize that supplement recommendations for seniors should be individualized based on blood work and kidney function tests, not based on what the bottle says or what a friend recommended. Let me also address something that I hear from seniors all the time, which is the influence of advertising and marketing on supplement choices. The supplement industry in the United States alone is worth over $50 billion a year, and a significant portion of that market is targeted directly at older adults. The advertisements often feature testimonials from people who claim dramatic health improvements, and they use language designed to create fear and urgency. Phrases like doctor recommended, clinically proven, and essential for seniors over 60 are carefully crafted to make you feel like you need these products. But the reality is that many of these claims are not supported by rigorous scientific evidence. The supplement industry is regulated very differently from the pharmaceutical industry. Supplement manufacturers do not have to prove that their products are effective before selling them. They do not even have to prove that the products contain what they say they contain. There have been numerous cases where independent testing has revealed that popular supplements contain less of the active ingredient than claimed, or contain ingredients not listed on the label, or are contaminated with heavy metals or other harmful substances. This is not to say that all supplements are bad or that the entire industry is dishonest. There are many reputable companies that produce high-quality products. But as a consumer, you need to be informed and discerning, and you need to approach supplement claims with healthy skepticism. Another important point I want to make is about the concept of megadosing, which has become increasingly popular in certain health circles. Megadosing refers to taking vitamins in doses far exceeding the recommended daily allowance, sometimes 10, 20, or even 50 times the standard amount. Proponents of megadosing claim that these high doses can prevent or treat everything from the common cold to cancer. But for seniors, megadosing is particularly risky. High doses of vitamin C, for example, which is often considered harmless because it is water-soluble, can cause kidney stones, digestive problems, and interference with certain blood tests and medications. High doses of B6 can cause nerve damage, leading to numbness and tingling in the hands and feet, a condition called peripheral neuropathy, which is already common in seniors and does not need to be made worse by excessive supplementation. High doses of zinc, often taken during cold and flu season, can actually suppress immune function rather than enhance it, and can interfere with copper absorption, leading to anemia. The point is that more is not better when it comes to vitamins and minerals, and for seniors, the margin between a helpful dose and a harmful one is often narrower than you might think. I also want to talk about the timing of when you take your supplements, because this can affect both their effectiveness and their potential to cause problems. Many seniors take all of their supplements at the same time, usually in the morning with breakfast. But this is not always the best approach. Some supplements compete with each other for absorption. For instance, calcium and iron should not be taken together because they use the same absorption pathways. Taking them at the same time means you may not absorb either one properly. Fat-soluble vitamins like D, E, A, and K should be taken with a meal that contains some fat to optimize absorption. Magnesium is often better tolerated when taken in the evening and may even help with sleep quality. If you are taking prescription medications, some supplements need to be separated from them by several hours to avoid interactions. Your pharmacist is an excellent resource for help with timing your supplements and medications to maximize effectiveness and minimize interactions. There is one more topic I want to cover before we wrap up, and that is the psychological aspect of supplement use. For many seniors, their daily supplement routine provides a sense of control over their health. In a world where aging can feel like one loss of control after another, being able to actively do something, to take a pill that you believe is helping, can be psychologically powerful and comforting. I understand this completely, and I do not want to take that sense of agency away from anyone. What I do want is for that sense of control to be based on reality, on evidence, and on choices that are truly beneficial rather than potentially harmful. There is real empowerment in sitting down with your doctor, reviewing your blood work, and creating a supplement plan that is tailored specifically to your needs. That kind of informed, personalized approach gives you far more genuine control over your health than blindly following the advice of a television commercial or a well-meaning but uninformed friend. In fact, for seniors, less is often more. By focusing on a healthy diet, taking only the supplements you genuinely need based on blood work and medical advice, and being aware of potential interactions with your medications, you can support your health effectively and safely without the risks that come from well-meaning but uninformed supplementation. Thank you for watching today. If this video has opened your eyes to the potential risks of supplements for seniors, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. So many people take supplements every day without knowing the risks, and your simple act of sharing could protect someone from a serious health problem. I am Dr. Charles Anderson, and I am here to help you make informed, empowered decisions about your health. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.